Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today we start season 3. That doesn't seem possible, but we start season 3, episode 1 of Star Trek Lower Decks, and the title of this episode is Grounded. I don't know what that means. Again, we left season 2 in quite a bit of a pickle as Carol was taken from the chair and arrested by Starfleet for the destruction of Pakled Planet. We received no other information other than that levied charge. So we're not sure exactly what's going on. We can only assume that she will be replaced by somebody outside of the Cerritos. And the reason why I say that is she was already in line for a promotion, and when pressed by Ransom whether or not he'd be getting the chair, or somebody asked that question, she said they have elected to promote from outside the Cerritos. So I can only assume they already have somebody in mind before the events that led to her arrest. So we may be getting a new captain regardless. Whether we have a new captain in play for the Cerritos or not, we are looking at the title of the episode, Grounded, could mean two things, and really the same thing. Grounded in that the Cerritos isn't flying; it's in space dock somewhere. It's between captains, so without the chain of command or the representation of a head of the ship, they're not going anywhere. Or the other thing is grounded like a parent would to a child. You can't go anywhere, you're grounded. Again, it sounds the same. It's the same thing, but with a different context, whether it be, Starfleet saying you're grounded for disciplinary reasons, or you're grounded because you don't have anybody to take care of you in the form of a captain. It's really the same treatment, but we'll see exactly how they decide to define it. Beyond that, my friends, you all know what I think about this show. I'm watching this in conjunction, for those that don't know, with the original series. I've never seen the original series. I've never seen Lower Decks. I do everything I can to avoid spoilers on each, and I'm often asked nowadays, which one am I enjoying more? And really, it changes from moment to moment. I enjoy both of them so much for very different reasons. I love Star Trek at this point, friends. I think that's the easiest way for me to say it. Whether it's the original series where everything started, or Lower Decks with its love letter to Star Trek and the original series and Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, I like being a part of it. I like being among both the Lower Decks crew and among the original series crew, and among you all. The sense of community among the online Star Trek community, the sense of friendship or the sense of belonging among the Star Trek community is probably the better way for me to say it. It's something I never expected. It's the number one reason why I'm so geared up to continue doing this forever. Because, quite frankly, it would be a much less fulfilling an experience without all of you. And that's not bullshit or anything. That is 100% fact. And with all of you here helping me, giving me these non-spoilery tidbits and advice and guidance, it's the best. But anyway, my friends, I've rambled on long enough, because it is time for us to get into Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3, Episode 1, Grounded. My friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ringy, ding, ding that bell for notifications, and you too will be alerted the next time we go live on YouTube, whether it be with Star Trek Lower Decks, the original series, any of our other sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like any of that early or in the full-length format that we have available, link to the Patreon is in the description, my friends. But as I've said for 2 seasons, all that is then and this is now. And what is now? Now is Star Trek Lower Decks, the Season 3 premiere, Grounded. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Look at this. We got a brand new open. At least it's one that I haven't seen before. News of the Galaxy. Oh, Jesus.
Starfleet Captain Carol Freeman stands accused of orchestrating a devastating attack on the Pakled capital, a place they call, quote, Big Strong City. The USS Cerritos remains in space dock, impounded for further investigation.
Impounded?
New surveillance footage retrieved from the attack that appears to place Freeman on the ground at the time of the bombing.
What?
Why don't you go out for a bit? We don't get home that often. You can maybe go for a walk, breathe some non-recycled air.
Home for you. I didn't grow up here.
I just received word. The judge assigned to Carol's case is Myth been told.
What? She's that planet's rights lunatic. Dad, we gotta get Mom out of this trial.
We gotta have faith in Starfleet. The truth will come out.
She's going to wait for 40 years if you think that way. Come on, Beckett. There's more constructive ways. Okay, we're in the opening, so it looks like we're jumping in a bit of a time jump between the last one and this one. I'm gonna make sure I'm watching the open to see if there's anything different, because I don't think we'll have the Packlids fighting the Borg anymore. Let's see if we do, though. We had the Romulans, we had the Packlids, and we had the Borg. And I believe they threw in a Klingon bird of prey at one point, fleeing, I think, or leaving the area. Yep, Packlids are still there. Oh, we got a big crystalline entity and a ton of shit going on. So it looks like we haven't had that much of a time jump. You know, the Cerritos is in dock. It still has the hull plating off. We'll see. We'll see where we stand here. It looks like we're going to be right back into the tension, though. But we're on planet grounded. This has got to be Boimler, doesn't it? Didn't he grow up here?
Ugh, I hate being home. Dude,
I
are
hate
you
being
even
home.
listening to what I'm telling you? The captain's getting railroaded, man. I have to do something before it's too late.
What are you going to do, Beckett?
I'll do anything to get away from these raisins. It's already gonna take me a month to get the smell out of my hair.
Raisins.
Want to test the sweetness of my bushel?
Ugh, fine, Genevieve. Just give it 43 more sun hours at 21 degrees Brix.
Oh, okay.
You're raisin farmers?
Take me to the privacy of the pickery shed and explain them to me.
Come on, Mandalina. Red goes in the red bucket, white in the white. You know that.
Bradward?
She was saving another ship for Kirk's sake.
For Kirk's sake.
Every night I'd listen to the captains and re-record them for my own reference.
What?
Yeah, the official star dates, systems, personnel, it's all in there stored by my bunk.
Yeah, but it'll be...
Bradward, I'm soaked in juice and I need help getting naked.
Just spray off with the hose, Leanne.
Cisco's!
Hey, Gumbo!
Gumbo!
Man, I can't believe this.
This is crazy.
I wonder how Mariner's taking it.
Oh, I'm taking it. Taking it to the limit.
You're better than that.
Entrance to say that?
What? No.
Oh yeah, she did.
No, I mean, like, only like a few seconds.
It was at least a minute. I was like, why are we hiding by the door?
Would you just go get us some chairs?
I like Brad. Brad's starting to get a set on him.
No, sneaking into the impound dock doesn't sound very Starfleet.
Well, neither does throwing the captain into prison for a crime she didn't commit.
Okay, well, let's just go tell the
Meanwhile, Brad's dying.
Free them? No, something went
Watch,
down
she's just
on
gonna,
Packlet
just
planet, and they
gonna
weren't told
absolutely
us.
not have a problem with it at all.
I know where the Cerritos is. I got a glance at the orbital coordinates when we were talking. It's only 19 digits.
Yes, Ruthy Ruff, there we go.
But the only way up to that dry dock is via an encrypted transporter at a secure compound.
Wow.
So we're gonna have to get past the transporter chief. I heard he's longtime Starfleet security. He could be intense.
Whoa, hold up. We have to face some kind of psycho badass?
Who's this gonna be?
Well, ahoy there! Come in, come in. Don't let the door hit you with a big bang split you. Yep.
Who's this guy?
Carlton Dennis at your service.
Carlton Dennis.
Say no more. If there's one thing I've got in this joint, it's gout. But also transporters. Come on, let's give you the tour.
Gout's still a thing?
He's like the sweetest old man in the world.
No, I know, but
Yeah, this is Lower Decks, everybody.
When my wife Jane passed,
guys, I can't. You gotta do it.
No way, he's like my grandpa.
He's everyone's grandpa.
butterscotch.
Just ask him.
Yeah, usually people only come in looking to knock me out and use my transporter to beam to a restricted ship. You wouldn't know anything about that.
Whoa!
Oh, there. Don't cry, okay? I wasn't gonna stun you. It's all right. You know what? I'll make some soup.
Carlton Dennis. Nice.
So, can you transport us up to our ship?
I would, but I can't because of the damned Verugaman.
Veruga what?
It's been all over the news. A big swarm of glowing space critters migrating right
Oh.
interferes with the transporter. I'm afraid all surface to space beaming is down. Loved Bozeman. Oh, the reenactors. Oh, they got this replica Phoenix ride. You know, folks can just take it up into orbit.
Wait, you can't transport us to space, but what about Montana?
You are not taking the Phoenix. Oh my God, they're gonna take the Phoenix.
Explorers, and welcome to the 21st century. We hope you enjoy yourself.
A little bit about me. I was on a treadmill beside Zephram Cochrane every morning for 5 years out in California.
Sorry, guys, we came for that.
Ride the Phoenix. Whoa. My God. That's not obviously the real Phoenix.
All right, buccos, prepare for your trek amongst the stars. Oh, before I forget, let's rock and roll.
Right between the sound machine. Love it.
It's working! It's kind of working!
It's kind of working.
What are you doing?
Nice. Oh, this is a great episode already. I love it.
Wow.
There she is.
Thanks for riding with me, explorers. Please exit on the right and take all your belongings with you.
I'm pretty sure that's James Cromwell, too.
I am Gavin the pilot, and I am going to explore the galaxy!
Hell yeah.
Respect, man.
Woohoo! This won't be the last you hear of me!
All right, Gavin. I'm expecting a call back at some point. He took... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Where are we going to see this guy again?
Boims, I will never make fun of you for this kind of stuff again.
Yeah, you will.
The alien atmosphere is giving me insane gas. You can just skip past all that.
I actually woke myself up. The gas pains were so bad. I just wish I could fart.
Well, hold on. They do have the date stamps and location.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on? Where's she going?
She set us on auto navigation. I can't stop it. She locked us out.
Oh, Beckett, what are you doing? You're stealing it?
Are you stealing the Cerritos?
They say she got a bomb from Klingons? Bull. I'm gonna go find those Klingons and bring them back.
You can't fly it by yourself.
We don't get it. She's your captain, but she's my mom.
Yeah, but you're... Oh, Jesus. Beckett, come on. These are your friends. If you can't trust them, I mean, just what Brad said about Starfleet. If we can't trust Starfleet, if you can't trust your friends here... Here's the other thing. You're going to meet Klingons in a California class without hull plating.
We have to stop her. I don't care what trouble I get in.
Same.
I want the trouble. Give me the trouble.
If we can't override the auto nav, we're just gonna have to lean into it.
But it's taking us back home.
That's why I redefine what the shuttle thinks of as home.
Bradward Boimler. Boy, you're coming into your own, kid.
We're coming in a little fast, aren't we?
A little hot.
Thinks Earth's atmosphere is here to slow it down.
Coming in a little hot. A little hot. I couldn't see what it was. The thing is Joshua Tree.
We're not gonna let you put yourself in danger, Rutherford.
Oh, no, you don't.
You're not thinking straight.
I don't want to hurt you.
Ow, got her.
Yeah, dog pile. She can't take y'all, I don't think.
Gary, do we have the Cerritos leaving orbit today?
What? No. Cerritos is in dry dock. Why?
Because there it is. And there it goes.
Why can't you let me do this? Stop.
Why are you so good at fighting?
Why are you so good at fighting? Go, Rutherford, go.
There! Nav controls are locked. We're stopped.
No, no. God damn it. Give me back the controls. I need you. I need to.
You can't fix this by yourself, Beckett.
They put her in handcuffs. Didn't do a damn thing about it.
I know.
Forever, and I can't stop it, and I'm just so scared.
Here it is. Yeah.
It's the Verugament.
Oh, man, I stopped us right in their path.
They're incandescent extremophiles. They migrate through space and feed on microscopic...
They're attacking the ship.
No, look at the
They're gonna go right through it.
carbon off the hull, and it's triggering a mass reproductive event. So magical.
Cerritos, I repeat, this is an unauthorized launch.
Tell them this is what you were doing.
What are you gonna say?
Go,
Just do it.
go with Tendi.
Ensign Devana Tindy of the Cerritos, we are performing a biological survey of these reproducing organisms.
We're coming aboard. Just stay where you are.
Okay, open the bay doors and follow me. Come on!
Come on. Come on, cook, Tendi, cook.
Are we under arrest?
For what? Helping these precious creatures? Of course not. And let me just say, I love seeing junior officers committed to the pursuit of science. Super. We'll just need to know the commander who ordered this mission, and we'll be on our way.
Your dad. Your dad. It's the only thing you can do.
So, come on, who ordered this?
I did. Captain Carol Freeman.
Mom?
What?
While I was sitting in court, Starfleet was carrying out a secret investigation into the Packlet bombing, whom they discovered had faked the incriminating footage of me. They pursued and captured this forger inside the Romulan neutral zone. Under some rather invasive questioning from Commander Tuvok, this forger revealed the true identity of the bombers, the Packlets themselves. And it would have worked if not for Starfleet's best believing in one of their own.
Holy sh!
Oh, can we hear that again, please?
Can we hear that again?
Really came through. Who'd have thought?
Me, Beckett. I told you from the start.
I told you.
Go start cleaning whatever the hell this is.
Oh, well, they're a type of incandescent extrema.
Tended, you did a great job.
You're with me.
There's no way the Packlets could have done anything that would have been smart enough or tactical enough not to get caught.
Oh, here we go. I'm being, what, demoted and transferred again?
Where would you go? The Cerritos is still your last
Oh,
chance.
but I can't be the one to rein you in.
A new captain.
However, I know someone who isn't burdened by family ties. Come. No.
Oh.
Thank you, Captain. As far as you're concerned, Mariner, I'm your mama now.
Ruh-roh. Lest us not forget that way back in Temporal Edict, she had a thing for Ransom. For a brief moment.
Oh, hey, turn on FNN. Let's see if they're talking about the trial.
Oh my god, please be Gavin.
But first, a daring rescue near the moons of Jupiter as a malfunctioning theme park ride leaves one young man traumatized.
No, let it go! I'm Captain Gavin! I am on a trek amongst the stars!
I really wanted Gavin to make it. Get like deep into space. All right, my friends, we just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3, Episode 1, Grounded. And the only thing we have left to do now is to talk about it. All right, friends, we just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3, the premiere episode, Episode 1, Grounded. I thought this was a really great episode. You know what? In a weird way, I think this was an answer to... How do I say this without being... I thought they took maybe a little too long to wrap up Season 1 and Season 2. It took the majority of Season 2 to kind of get through the Season 1 dangling threads that we had. I feel like they got through the ending of Season 2 in the first episode of Season 3. I think we're all squared away. We're all caught up. I think we'll get back to the events of the day as far as, and again, they might have some other things. I can't think of anything they really have to address, though, other than Carol's potential, if she's still in line for promotion. That's the only thing that we have to really address from Season 2, which is great. That's exactly what that is a further of the story. We're not going to go backwards. We're going to go forward in whatever the writers have in store for us. It also seems like we're done with the Packlet side of everything. I still maintain the belief that with the investment that we made in the Packlets, the payoff wasn't worth the cost. Again, there might be more behind it than what there was, but it doesn't seem to be much anymore. It seems like they really kind of tied that off. We'll see, though. We'll see. But again, I'm ready for some new stuff. I'm ready for some new adventures, and I think this fit the bill so well because it was something that we hadn't seen before, and it was a lot of great callbacks. We got to see Bozeman with Zephyr Cochrane, and now almost a mixture between a historical landmark or historical site and a theme park. Really great stuff. I mentioned in the reaction that I ran on a treadmill beside Zephyr Cochrane for years. I did. When I used to live out in Los Angeles, I used to go to like a Bally's, gym. And I would go very early in the morning before I would go to work. And always I would see several famous people while I was in there. And James Cromwell was one of them. And I saw him quite a bit to the point where, he has no idea who I am, but we'd say hi to one another because we were literally the only ones in the gym at that point. And, when I say we were beside each other, we were a couple times, but, there was usually a treadmill between us, as he would do his thing and, get his run on and I'd get my run on. But he was an incredibly nice guy, just a really down to earth type of dude. And I always like seeing him and hearing him, and that's who we heard today because that was actually credited at the end as James Cromwell as our guy as Zephyrin Cochran, which I thought was really, really cool. A lot of good throwbacks. We didn't really get deeply into any new lore or any new kind of potential story developments other than I want to go back during editing and see everything that's on the FNN, their version of a news network, like I guess the Federation News Network. There was a crawl at the bottom of it, and there were some couple things going through that I was reading. One of them was like an athletic event, like a score for that. And, there was a couple things I think were pretty benign, but I want to go back and look at those because this writing group likes to drop little things in there that they eventually touch back on. And if there's something in there, I want to kind of, if there's something inside that news page that pings for me, I want to be able to mark it down. So if I find anything juicy, I'll mention it in the next reaction or the next thought section for episode 2. But I think that this one did exactly what I was hoping that it would do. It brought us back up to speed with the Cerritos, gave us a really cool, really unique adventure. It showed us a little bit more about Beckett in that we're dealing with a Beckett that in this instance, in this episode, could not fix what had happened to Carol. Desperately wanted to, raged against it, raged against the situation, raged against her mom's incarceration, raged against the trial. Her father couldn't console her. We got a couple things, saying she didn't grow up there, which I thought was interesting because I want to know where she grew up. If she didn't grow up there, was this just because she was on assignment with her various parents, whether her mom or her dad? That was a little interesting kind of throwaway line they had in there. But with everybody else, we got just some really interesting tidbits, especially with Bradward at his vineyard, his family vineyard. And it seems like every attractive worker at the vineyard wanted a piece, wanted to break them off some Bradward. And Brad was having nothing. Brad either didn't recognize it, which I can't imagine that Brad wouldn't recognize those types of like overtures, but he didn't. And he pushed them aside, no matter what they tried to say to him, no matter how overt the innuendo was that they were using, he just dismissed it, which I thought was hilarious. A really good play too. But the other thing that we've seen in here at the beginning of season 3 that we saw firmly developed in season 2 was Bradward's willingness to go along with Beckett without too much arm twisting. She said, I want to get my mom out of this and blah, blah, blah. He's like, anything to get out of the vineyard. Now, normally he would have every reason, season 1 Brad would have had every reason to kind of refute that, but we need to leave season 1 Bradward in season 1 because now we have a Bradward who is growing, who is evolving, who is willing to do these things without complaining about them too much. And definitely trusting more in his friend's ability to keep them out of trouble, maybe is the best way. I thought that his his personal logs were hilarious, especially the constant reference to having gas. I think that's the greatest. Like, if I could just fart, that was great. That was really good stuff. Rutherford was Rutherford in that he absolutely knew how to get some of these things done, how to get them like redirected, how to take over the Phoenix model or the Phoenix, mock-up. But I think that we had a little hint maybe of what this season holds in store for us. I speculated before that season 1 was definitely the season of Beckett, where Beckett was kind of at the forefront of the lower deckers. Season 2, without a doubt, was the season of Brad. Brad evolving, Brad growing, Brad becoming something that we really leaps and bounds from where we ended season 1. So season 2 was definitely the season of Bradward. And I'm certainly not ready to say that season 3 is a season of anybody yet because we haven't had enough. But Tendi took over there. Tendi showed a lot of chops. Tendi was able to really kind of set them up to get out of trouble whenever they were, questioned about why they had the Cerritos. And everybody fell in line. And I'm not saying that's a shock because they do listen, they respect Tendi, but, we don't really, unless Tendi and Rutherford by default are given kind of the ability to make decisions and the ability to kind of carry the group, they don't really step forward independently. But we saw that with Tendi. Tendi stepped forward. No. Let's do this, do that. Listen to me. Let's get it done. Hurry up. We can make it work this way. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, what she said, but it was really a great way to establish early in the season, as early as is humanly possible, that Tendi is here and is somebody that is going to be contributing maybe more. He's maybe going to be stepping forward a little bit more. But anywho, I really hope that maybe that's a sign of things to come. That we have, maybe whether or not this is the Tendi season, I'm not certainly not going to say that at this point, but whether I would just like more. I really, really enjoyed what the writers did with Brad in season 2. The same type of treatment, only, Tendi specific or Rutherford specific for season 3 would be fantastic. And again, I do not want to start assigning formula type of details to this crew, this writing crew, because I got myself in the idea in my head that the end of season 2, I'm like, oh, I got to get ready for some big emotional beat at the end of season 2 because we had that at the end of season 1. We didn't have a big emotional beat at the end of season 2. And that has nothing to do with my enjoyment of it. The thing is, I had prepared myself for something that didn't occur. And so I didn't really know how to feel in the moment whenever I was going through it. Still enjoyed the hell out of season 2. It's just that I need to be aware that this writing group isn't going to give me the same thing over and over again. So with that being said, if they took season 2 and made it the season of Brad to kind of focus on, developing Brad's character, I cannot assume that that's going to be how they approach each season. Like, okay, is this the Rutherford season or is this the Tendi season? That's not how they're going to do it. They might, but they're going to do it more subtly, and I can't imagine they'll do it the same way. There's not going to be a cookie cutter treatment for all of the lower deckers, at least as far as the creative team approaches them. They have their own way and their own bent of going about each of these characters. The way to develop Rutherford's story is not going to be the way to develop Beckett's. The way to develop Brad's is not the way you develop Tendi's. This crew knows that. They know how to hit these beats. They know to go to the only way to really hit the beats is to hit the biggest weakness of each of the characters. Last season with Brad's ability to make decisions that contradicted the rules and the edicts of Starfleet was lacking. His improvisational skills, his gut, his, the ability to kind of take the rules only as something that needs to be followed at the broadest sense. There's a couple things that are paramount, saving lives, things like that. And he started to morph and become an officer that we all know he can become. That approach is not going to work with Tendi. Tendi has other demons that she needs to get over before she can grow. Number one is making everybody happy, being loved by everybody, that need for acceptance. That is both her greatest strength and her greatest weakness, and she needs to be able to find more of a happy medium with that behavior. And I know these writers are going to be able to see that. They don't need a schmo like me saying, "Boy, you really need a special way to go about Tendi." They know this. They love Tendi. They're going to make sure that Tendi is well taken care of if this is indeed the Tendi season, which I am by no means saying that it is. I like their approach. I have to take in the facts of the day are this. They approach these characters with love. They know how to tell their stories. And the thing that I need to, as an audience member who also loves these characters and loves the creatives that are writing for these characters and the actors that are portraying these characters, I have to accept that what I've seen before and the methods used before will not repeat. There might be something similar, but repetition for repetition's sake or something exact, the cookie cutter version for each of these characters is not going to occur. They are going to go new approach. They are going to go in the appropriate approach for these characters. And I am here for it, my friends. The last thing I'll say is this. I really, 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 really wanted there to be like a season in between Gavin in this episode and the next appearance of Gavin. I swear to God, I wanted him to appear at like the end of season 3, beginning of season 4, like as some badass space explorer in this mocked up Phoenix, completely changed or whatever, or maybe like the other way, like he was captured by somebody or, something had happened. I really would have liked his story to continue just for the simple fact of that would have been a really fun thread to follow. Rumors of, I think think I saw there's reports of the Phoenix out in the Delta Quadrant, like just crazy shit, like you're like, how did he get there? Just I would love to have been able to like kind of have that be an ongoing, like a running gag, maybe. And who knows, maybe it will be, maybe we'll see Gavin again. But again, I think that's the one thing I would have changed from this episode is that Gavin was taken into custody or whatever it was, rescued, as they said. I would have loved to have seen something different where he just is out there. My friends, if you've stuck with me this long, please do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ringy, ding, ding, that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted anytime we go live on YouTube with any Lower Decks, the original series, any of our sci-fi offerings. You'll be made aware and can join us, my friends. And of course, if you want any of those things early, I'm several episodes ahead over on Patreon. Or you want them in their full-length formats where you get to see all my comments, burps included, try to mute this. The link to the Patreon is in the description, my friends. We would love to have you over there. We have some exclusives, a great community. We talk quite a bit and theorize quite a bit, my friends. So, if that's your cup of tea, heat it up and come on over. My friends, all that is then and this is now. And now it's time to say goodbye from the lower decks of the Cerritos. But you know what? We're not really on the Cerritos maybe yet. I don't think the crew's been returned. So I tell you what we'll do. Let's say goodbye from among the rows of the Bradward Boimler raisin vineyard, where we are witness to Bradward's inability to notice the very, very pronounced overtures of his coworkers. My friends, until we meet again, do me a favor, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.